Hello, Jesus babies. Today we are in the last chapter of Genesis. Genesis chapter 50. Wow. Can you remember our memory verse for Genesis chapter 49? Yes. Genesis chapter 49, verse 18. That's right. I have waited for thy salvation, O Lord. Well done, Jesus baby. Give yourself a big clap. Another one. Super mighty one. Good child. Yes, you're a good child because you're a Jesus baby. So, Genesis chapter 50. The death of Jacob. Jacob died after pronouncing his blessings on his children, and Joseph wept. He cried, and so did all the children of Jacob. They all cried. The Egyptians too cried. They mourned him and embalmed him for 40 days, and the Egyptians mourned him for 70 days. And then Joseph went to Pharaoh and asked for permission to go to Canaan to bury his father. Remember that his father made him to swear to him that they should not bury him in Egypt, but where? In Canaan. That's right. And so Pharaoh gave Joseph and his brethren the permission to go to Canaan and bury his father. And it was a great entourage of people that went with him. A lot of chariots and horsemen, a lot of people. To the extent that when the Canaanites saw the crowd that came and the way they mourned Israel, who is also Jacob, they were surprised. They said this is a great mourning. It was a big burial. If you know what I'm talking about, it was a big one, And Joseph buried his father in the burial ground of Abraham, their grandfather, in the land of Canaan, the field of Machpelah, which Abraham bought as a burial place in Ephron, from Ephron of the Hittites, before Mamre. Now that is where the field is. That was where Israel was buried, the same place that his father and his mother were buried too. Now, after the burial, Joseph's brothers were scared. They were scared that now that their father is dead, Joseph may want to punish them for all the bad things that they did to him. So they were scared, and they sent messages to Joseph to beg him and tell him that their father, in the name of their father, he should forgive them for all the things that they did to him. And Joseph told them not to be afraid. He said, don't be afraid. You meant it for evil, but God turned it around for good to save a lot of people alive. Which means it wasn't just them that was doing it. It was God's will for him to be in Egypt so that he can save people alive during the 7 years of famine. So Joseph told them not to worry, that he would take care of them and their children. And he did just that. So after the burial, they went back to Egypt, and Joseph lived 110 years. 110 years in Egypt. He saw his children's children to the 3rd generation. And Joseph died in a good old age of 110. And they buried him in Egypt and mourned him greatly also. But before he died, he made his brethren to promise him that when God visits them and takes them back to the land of Canaan, that they should make sure that they take his bones back to the land of Canaan with them. And his brethren promised him that they will do just that. And that is the end of Genesis chapter 50. Congratulations, Jesus babies. We just finished the book of Genesis. Now let's take some questions before we take our memory verse. Are you ready, Jesus babies? Bible quiz, Bible quiz. How many days was Jacob embalmed for before his burial? That's right, 40 days. Well done, well done. Question number 2. For how many days did the Egyptians mourn for Israel? That is Jacob. 70 days. Clap for yourself, Jesus babies. Good, good, very good for Jesus baby. Well done. Where was Jacob buried? In the land of Canaan. Very good, Jesus babies. Give yourself a big clap. Another one. Super mighty one. How old was Joseph when he died? That's right, Jesus baby. Joseph was 110 years old when he died. Give yourself a big clap. Another one. Super mighty one. Where was Joseph buried? In the land of Egypt. Well done, Jesus baby. What did Joseph make his brethren promise him? Yes, that they will take his bones back to Canaan when the Lord visits them. Well done, Jesus babies. It means you were listening very well. Now let's take our memory verse. Genesis chapter 50, verse 20. As for you, you meant evil against me, but God meant it for good. Memory verse. Genesis chapter 50, verse 20. As for you, you meant evil against me, but God meant it for good. Genesis chapter 50, verse 20. As for you, you meant evil against me, but God meant it for good. Well done, Jesus babies. Now let's take a Bible song. This song says, God can turn it around if you will believe in him. Say that, Jesus baby. Say, God can turn it around if you will believe in him. God can turn it around if you will believe in him. Do you believe it? Yes, I believe it. God can turn it around if you will believe in him. Do you believe it? Yes, I believe it. God turn it around, has turned it around, because I believe in him. Do you believe it? Yes, I believe it. God has turned it around because I believe in him. That was a testimony of Joseph. God turned it around for his good because he believed in God. So also for you, Jesus baby, if you believe in God, Whatever the enemies mean for evil against you, God will turn it around for your good. And that shall be your testimony in Jesus' name. Stay blessed, Jesus babies, and we'll see you in our next class. Bye.